Okay, controversial video. 5 reasons you need a gravel bike. Are gravel bikes a fad? Is it just some sort of transition period into mountain biking? But there are some convincing reasons to buy a gravel bike if you're looking for a new bike. Number 1. Now there are some exceptions, but most gravel bikes have a very relaxed geometry. Shorter reach and higher stack means the handlebars are going to be closer to you. You don't need to be flexible in order to ride it. The majority of riders that we see come in for fits here at Bicycle are better suited to riding a bike with a more relaxed geometry. Your bike is going to handle and look better without a stack of spacers underneath the stem. You do want to make sure you check the geometry charts before buying though, because there are a few more aggressive racing style gravel bikes out there, for example, that open up. They're more versatile than road and cyclocross bikes. The span of terrain that you can ride on a gravel bike is absolutely huge. Sure, you wouldn't want to race a crit on one, but with some slick tyres, you're going to have a great time on the road using a gravel bike. Now we did make a video a while back comparing gravel to CX bikes, and unfortunately we used not the best examples in the video. We compared a CADE with a Topstone, and strangely enough, the geometries are really close on them. The CADE is no longer a traditional cyclocross bike. They really have skewed the geometry to make it a lot more rideable. Perhaps it was just an attempt from Cannondale to make it more versatile and end up selling more. But a proper CX bike will be short, twitchy, aggressive, and handle really well at low speed. The sacrifice there being stability at higher speeds, so you're not going to have the most fun time descending a mountain on a cross bike, and you're going to be limited in terms of tyre clearance too. Proper cyclocross bikes are of course designed to be used in cyclocross, which is a very specific discipline. You're going to find a gravel bike is better in almost all other situations. Point number 3. Massive tyre clearance. Now my happy medium and the tyre that I use most on my gravel bike is a 40mm. These are the Hutchinson Tyres. I find at 40mm they still roll pretty fast on the road, so the rolling resistance isn't that noticeable that it sucks all of the fun out of your riding. They're also wide and grippy enough that you're going to have fun on the trails as well. We ride some single track mountain bike stuff on these, no problem whatsoever, but you can go mega wide. Something you won't find you'll be able to do on a cross bike. If you fit slightly smaller wheels, so 650Bs on here, you can actually go up to 2.1 inch mountain bike tyres. And then you can do some really stupid stuff downhill, run super low pressures and have an absolute blast. Number 4. Now unless you're racing or doing some really smashy club riding, I would prioritise comfort over stiffness. Most manufacturers will try and make their road bikes as stiff as possible because previously that's what people wanted. Now people are doing much longer rides, adventure stuff, gravel stuff. So frames oriented towards this have ended up a little bit more flexible and softer. My gravel bike, especially compared to my road bike, is a super smooth ride, and this is a carbon one. Definitely if you're bike packing or just doing some longer rides, try and prioritize your comfort because long days in the saddle can be completely ruined by a bone-shaking ride 6 hours in. Materials like steel and titanium will nearly always produce a comfortable ride, but there are carbon, gravel and adventure bikes out there doing just as good. Point number 5. Now this last point is a thing that has been built into cyclocross bikes for a while now. Perhaps another attempt to try and sell more because they're not actually very good for anything but cyclocross, and that is mounting options. Gravel bikes tend to have loads of mounting options. Extra bottle mounts, rack mounts and pannier mounts. These are all things that are really useful if you're going to be doing longer rides and want to fit bags to your bike. Extra options for fitting bottles, for example, these are going to mean you can carry more stuff with you if you're doing bike packing or longer rides and need to carry a bit more water. Your standard road bike won't have any of these options, and I think it's a really handy thing to have. Now there are my 5 reasons that you should get a gravel bike. If you can think of any more, please put them down in the comments, I'd be interested to know. Do make sure if you're looking to buy a bike that you check out the spec properly, because there are always exceptions to these rules. These are just some of the most commonly found features on gravel bikes at the moment. The industry is always changing. I just think if you're considering a new bike, after coming into the sport at an entry level, a gravel bike is a really versatile way to do it. It's a safe option in terms of fit, and you're going to have a great time doing a vast array of different types of riding on it. Also, 6th reason, N+1. As always, thank you so much for watching today's video. Please leave a comment down below, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.